Hello, in this video we are going to walk through the preliminary pages required for your thesis or dissertation template. So let's open one up. It doesn't matter which one we go through, they're all identical across all templates. So the first thing is your title. Your title must be in sentence case, contain no special characters, and be in inverted pyramid format if longer than one line. You can use the Shift plus Enter combination to force a new line. So let's type a simple title. Next is your name. So you will need to type your name here as it appears on MSU's records. When you log into Banner, what do you see as your name? Do you see your first, middle, and last name? Do you see a first, middle, initial, and last name? Whatever you see there is what you need to put. If you are authoring under your maiden name, just give us a heads up, especially if it's different than what's on your MSU's records. That's fine. We just need to know so we can make sure that your authority record is created correctly. If your Banner account has your maiden name but you've gotten married and you want to author under your married name, again, just let us know. We want to make sure that your authority record is correct. Finally, if your name is extremely long and Banner has made it shorter just because it has run out of space, please put your full name. It is, after all, your name, and we want your name to be on your document. Next, we have our committee members that will be listed on the front page. So the first thing is your major professor. So you want to type their name, and it's just their name. You don't want to put, you just want to list their name. You don't want to put any honorifics or any titles on this page. You want to make sure that your committee members' names are listed as they are in the graduate catalog. This list ensures that the faculty member is listed as they prefer when they author their own work. If your committee member is no longer a faculty member at MSU, or they never were, please make sure that you check with them on how they want their name to be listed. So once you've written your major professor's name, if they go by a different title, you have a drop down to select here. Also, if your major professor is serving as another role on your committee, you have the option to choose that here as well. Next, we will list your committee members' names. It doesn't matter how you list them. Make sure that you're using the same spelling as on the graduate catalog list. If you do not have enough committee members to fill all of this list, you'll simply highlight and delete any unused lines. Your graduate coordinator does need to be listed last. If your graduate coordinator is also a committee member, you will list that committee member last as well. If your graduate coordinator is also a committee member, you need to click right here, and there is a drop down for you to choose committee member / graduate coordinator. Finally, you'll list your dean's name, and then right here you have a drop down and you will need to choose the college that you're graduating from. The next part is your document type. So it is a drop down, and you'll choose whether you're working on a thesis or a dissertation. The next piece that you need to fill in is the degree of option. You'll choose if you're working on a Master of Arts, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Science, or a Doctor of Philosophy. Next, you will type in your major. In this next part, you will either type Department of and then your department or your college. You need to make sure that you check with your committee members on how they prefer this to be listed. Next is Mississippi State, Mississippi, and we'll leave that. And then you have a drop down for your graduation. You want to make sure that you choose the date that you'll actually attend graduation. This here. And as you can see, it just shows the month and the year, and that is correct. Your next page is your copyright page. You don't have to do anything on this page. The template will fill in all of that information for you. Next is your abstract page. Again, the template will fill in a lot of the information for you. It fills in your name, the date of degree, your institution, your major field. You will need to do your major professor. So first you need to select appropriate title. So if you have major professor or professors, if they prefer to go by director of thesis or dissertation or committee chair, whatever their preferred title, and then you'll type their name here just as you did on your title page. No honorifics and no position titles. The template also fills in the title of study. We're going to leave this Pages in Study alone for just a few minutes. And it also fills in the candidate of degree section for you. Next is your abstract. So if you are a master's student, you are limited to 150 words. We do not count the keywords in this count. If you are a doctoral candidate, you are limited to 350 words. Again, we do not count your keywords in this section. Do not use any special symbol or characters that are not found on a standard keyboard, but you are allowed to use super and subscripts. So we do perform a word count on here, so make sure you're keeping it within those limits. And as I said, we'll come back to this pages and study in a minute. Next are your dedication and acknowledgements pages. You can use these, you can delete these, that's totally up to you. They can be as long or as short as you want, and they can be in any language. We don't have any requirements for these as long as you have a 2-inch top margin here and you have a 1-inch left and right margin. Those are our only requirements for these pages. Next are your table of contents, your list of tables, and your list of figures. If you are using template C with schemes, of course, you will have a list of schemes as well. So do not type in any of these pages. The template is set up to where you can update the field and it'll pull in all of that information for you. So let's start with the table of contents. So you'll right click in your table of contents, you'll choose Update Field, and it'll pull in new information. Of course, it didn't pull anything in here because I didn't have anything changed in the document. But the next time you do it, it will pop up this menu here, and every time you add or remove a sublevel heading or a chapter, you want to make sure that you update the entire table. Otherwise, it's not going to pull in that new information. And then you'll click OK, and then again it'll update. You'll do the same thing for your list of tables, figures, and schemes. Right-click, Update Field. Make sure every time you add a new table or remove a table, figure, or scheme, make sure that you update the entire table, and then you'll click OK. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now, we do have in your table of contents, you do have this word chapter here and this appendix here. There are special codes at the end of Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and we do discuss that in other videos. Just know that you do need those words there, and if you don't, you need to copy and paste the code from a new template and paste it after the word Chapter 1, and then for chapter, and then the appendix code after Appendix A for the word appendix. Finally, let's go back up to our abstract, and let's look at this pages and study. Just like the list of tables, list of figures, list of schemes, and your table of contents, there is a code in here that will update when you update the field. However, if you do not use any appendices, the code will be deleted and you will get an error, bookmark not found blurb here, and that's fine. So let's update it first. So again, we'll right click, update field, and as you can see, it updated the pages and study. If you get the error message, all you need to do is highlight the message, delete it, and then you'll scroll down to the very bottom of your document, and the page number that you see on that very last page, that's the number that you'll need to type in this section here. Those are the preliminary pages for the templates, and as I said, they're the same across all templates. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact our office. You can find our email and our phone numbers on the bottom of the home page of the Canvas course.